Lucid Motors is compared with Tesla very frequently because of three reasons. Now, could Lucid Group really become like the next Tesla? Well, we're going to discuss that today, but this growing electric vehicle producer is led by one of Tesla's former leaders. Here are some key points before we move to the story. Lucid has attracted a lot of attention with its sleek electric vehicles and ambitious plans for the future. It expects to produce 500,000 vehicles annually by 2030. That growth trajectory would be similar to Tesla, but Lucid also lacks Tesla's first mover advantage. Welcome back, friends. This is Armin Harayan from torquenews.com. If you are here first time, please take a moment, subscribe to our channel, join our community for daily electric vehicle, Lucid and Tesla news, and ring the bell so you don't miss my next coverage. So let's get moving on. So Leo Sun has published a very interesting story comparing Lucid to Tesla in the Motley Fool, in which he says Lucid Group gets labeled as the next Tesla for three reasons. First, Lucid CEO and CTO Peter Rawlinson oversaw the development of Tesla's Model S sedan as its chief vehicle engineer from 2009 to 2012. Second, Lucid's first EV, the Lucid Air sedan, can travel up to 520 miles on a single charge that beats the maximum range of Tesla's longest range vehicle, the Model S long range, by over 100 miles of range. Lastly, third, Lucid has ambitious goals for the future. It only recently started to ship its first batch of 520 customized Lucid Air Dream Edition of Lucid Air sedans, but it plans to produce 20,000 vehicles in 2022 and 500,000 vehicles annually by 2030. Now, remember that a couple of days ago I reported that Lucid also said that in the next 3 to 4 years, Lucid will also introduce the $25,000 model, but probably under a different brand. And Lucid right now is talking to other companies, which the Rawlinson CEO didn't mention, that may take Lucid's technology and know-how and build under $25,000 electric vehicles. Now, those strengths that I just explained explain why the market now values Lucid at nearly $65 billion, says Sun in the Motley Fool, even though it generated less than $1 million in revenue last quarter. But could this young electric vehicle company eventually grow into its valuation and generate massive multi-bagger return over the next decade, the way Tesla did? Now, Motley Fool's author says, let's take a look at how Lucid plans to become the next Tesla. Tesla manufactured 509,737 vehicles in 2020 and 624,582 vehicles in the first 3 quarters of 2021. It exceeded an annualized production rate of over 1 million vehicles at the end of the 3rd quarter. Lucid's new manufacturing plant in Arizona, it's called AMP1, has an annual production capacity of 34,000 vehicles. It just kicked off its phase 2 expansion, which will increase its annual capacity to 90,000 vehicles. Lucid will initially only manufacture Lucid Air sedans, but in the second half of 2023, it plans to launch its Lucid Gravity SUV. Lucid also plans to expand overseas, starting with Canada in the 4th quarter of 2021, followed by Europe, the Middle East and Africa in 2022, and China in 2023. It expects that expansion to boost its annual production capacity past the 500,000 mark by the end of the decade. By the way, just 2-3 days ago, we published a story at torquenews.com where we showed that Lucid is opening a delivery center or a sales center in Saudi Arabia. Take a look at that. It's at torquenews.com, friends. You can come and visit us. Now, but Lucid doesn't have Tesla's first movers advantage. What is this? Lucid has already secured more than 17,000 reservations, so its goal of increasing its annual production from 20,000 to 500,000 vehicles in just 8 years might seem reasonable relative to Tesla's Tesla's growth trajectory. Tesla shipped just 22,477 vehicles back in 2013, but its total shipments hit 499,550 vehicles in 2020. However, Tesla also enjoyed a first mover's advantage in the electric vehicle market and benefited from massive government subsidies. Today, the electric vehicle market is much more saturated. In addition to competing against Tesla and other dedicated electric vehicle makers like NIO, Lucid will need to fend off traditional automakers like Ford, BMW, and Volkswagen. Apple could also disrupt the EV market within a few years. That saturation will make it tough for latecomers like Lucid and Rivian to replicate Tesla's growth over the past decade, says the Motley Fool in its coverage. Tesla also didn't face the threat of unionized workers throughout most of its history. However, the Biden administration's Build Back Better plan aims to give union-made domestically built electric vehicles an additional $4,500 tax credit on top of the current tax credit of $7,500 for all electric vehicles. Workers at Tesla, Lucid, and other electric vehicle startups aren't unionized. Therefore, the new legislation could make electric vehicles from unionized automakers like Ford and General Motors cheaper and more competitive. As Lucid faces this changing market, it's selling its vehicles at higher prices than Tesla. In an investor presentation, Lucid claims Tesla's vehicles are innovative but not luxury, while its own vehicles serve a post-luxury market that differentiates it from established luxury brands. That vague explanation doesn't make much sense since the Kelley Blue Book still consistently classifies Tesla as a top luxury brand. Lucid might have attracted some attention from the high-end electric vehicle enthusiasts so far, but it still has a long way to go before becoming an internationally recognized rival to Tesla. Lucid also plans to rely on third-party charging networks instead of building its own network of supercharger stations like Tesla. That approach should help it reduce its operating expenses, but it could also represent a missed opportunity to promote its brand and lock more drivers into its ecosystem. By the way, I have a question, friends. Do you think owning your or having your own supercharged network is becoming a necessity in the electric vehicle market? Because like Ford and GM don't have their own gas stations, right? So I see there is a mergers and getting together in the charging industry. So maybe in the future it will not matter if you have your own charging network, although having the supercharging network Tesla's own, it has benefited Tesla greatly. But I don't know about the future because other car companies can charge their cars from Tesla's superchargers too, especially in Europe with superchargers. Now, the Motley Fool article continues saying, I wouldn't call Lucid the next Tesla yet. Lucid resembles a smaller version of Tesla, but the stock already trades at about 30 times its goal of generating $2.2 billion in sales in 2022. Tesla currently trades at just 14 times next year's sales. Lucid also faces a lot of near-term challenges, including its staggering losses. A new $1.75 billion convertible debt offering and and the Securities and Exchange Commission's subpoena regarding its reverse merger with a special purpose acquisition company, SPAC, earlier this year. The ongoing component shortages could also throttle its shipments next year. Friends, Lucid still has a lot of growth potential, but the Motley Fool says, I certainly wouldn't call it the next Tesla yet. it will face a lot more competition than Tesla did in its early days, and there is simply too much optimism baked into its high-flying stock. So, what are your thoughts, friends? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think Lucid is going to quickly become the next Tesla? Why yes and why not? Please explain your thoughts in the comment section below. This is Armin Harayan from TorqueNews.com. Please subscribe to this channel for daily Lucid, Tesla, and electric vehicle news. In fact, we cover 3 to 4 stories every day. God bless you, everyone. Peace be with all of you, and let's move to our next story.